got it on track. Yeah, I guess we're ready to go.
Okay. Hi there, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing today?
Good, my name is Arthur, and what about you?
My name's Angelina.
Okay.
So I guess today I have an assignment for English 103. So out of this whole time that I've been writing essays, I've been formatting specifically in MLA. So I know how to do MLA. So I guess what the instructor said is that I have to write a paper, but we have to compare and contrast the different formatting styles like APA, MLA, and Chicago. So essentially, I just don't know what the difference is. It's this teacher has had a class lecture on the differences and the similarities, and I've read upon it as well. I just don't understand what the difference is. Why use one versus the other in certain types of papers?
Okay, so just to make sure, it's about comparing and contrasting those three formats, correct?
Yes.
Okay, can I take a look at your sign sheet real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, so you're working on the formats, right?
Yes.
Now, which formats do you feel the most comfortable with?
I feel okay with MLA since I've done it throughout high school, but even then I feel uncomfortable with just formatting in general.
Okay, so you have a general idea of MLA. What about the other two?
I have zero idea on those. I've tried reading, and I have some ideas, but it's just not clicking in my head for some reason.
Okay, so how does this sound? We could go over MLA, get you a little refreshed with it, and then start focusing on the other two formats and draw some comparisons between the two. Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
Okay. Do we have a handout specifically for MLA on formatting? And are you familiar with the header of MLA?
You know what? If I reread it, I could probably remind myself, but it's not something that's like fresh on the top of my head.
Okay, so we could actually, since you're on a computer, you can actually check out the website I'll Purdue, which will have a actual copy or example format of MLA. Okay? You'll notice that it has your name, professor, your subject, and the date. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And are you familiar with the font and line spacing of it?
Not really, but I can imagine this website might be able to give me some more information on that.
All right. So do you feel comfortable with it for now? Just after looking
I guess MLA is it's okay.
All right. So in that case, would you feel comfortable with checking out APA now?
Actually, I would like to check out Chicago. It just seems like it's the one that I just never heard of it before.
Okay. So in that case, Purdue also has a Chicago page, so we can go there and check that out. Now it's a little bit like MLA. You still have your same font and same line spacing, but you have a title page. Now, just looking at the title page, can you tell me what does it look like is included there in this example?
Oh, it has a title page?
Yes. It has a title page and it includes the title and then what else?
Looks like it also has the name and the date.
You're correct. You're correct.
So I guess lastly, I'll do it on my own for APA. But I guess my biggest thing that I don't understand is when and where do I use each one of these specific types of formats. I just don't understand. In my opinion, writing a paper is writing a paper, and at the end you kind of attach your sources.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned sources because all the formats have different ways of doing your sources, and to determine which one you use, honestly, based on however your professor chooses it.
Okay.
So if your professor prefers Chicago style, then we're gonna have to learn it basically.
Okay.
If the professor doesn't have a preference, then that's entirely up to you. But do you feel comfortable with the formats for MLA in Chicago for now?
Yes.
Alright, in that case, I believe we also have a handout for APA. If you want, I could go grab that. You can check it out.
Sure.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go grab that. Alright, here's this other handout. I'll give you some time to look through it, but just notice that while you're looking at it, try to notice some similarities between MLA and APA because they are very similar.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'll give you some time to look at it, but if you feel like you have any other questions with it, feel free to let any one of us know. But before you leave, if you decide to leave early, can I just have you fill out the bottom portion of the survey before you go and drop the paper in the bin over there?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
So I like that Arthur, while the tutoring session was going on, he started filling out what parts of the form he needed to do.
Like how he went to go get the worksheets to help him out. And those are always good resources to rely on.
Anything else?
I like that he utilized the Purdue OWL website, showed that he could easily access each different formatting style on that website.
And I think like in this case, like the student was pretty sure, like they knew how to do MLA pretty well. And as soon as the tutor mentioned, hey, you can use OWL to see the, did you say all the different,
I moved on.
parts?
I mentioned OWL, that it had a Chicago page, and then once we were done with OWL, then I shifted the focus like, hey, OWL also has an APA page, but we also have an APA one that I think goes a little more in depth for instructors.
Okay.
I didn't mention that, but
Yeah.
that's my thought
But you
process.
did mention it was the Chicago on OWL. So I just took that as the student was fairly comfortable about them going, taking the initiative and researching the different styles, MLA, APA, Chicago, on OWL, once you gave them that resource.
Mhm.
So I don't think in that case, you didn't have to kind of bring up OWL, go through a whole tutorial of where everything was.
Yeah, I just wanted to go through one of the handouts that they don't know, get them to dip their feet into it, and in this case, the 2T wanted to continue on, so I'm like, good. Any questions? Let us know.
Does anyone have anything else?
When the 2T asks you, what specifically the formats should be used for, I think you should have highlighted the fact that, specific ones go to specific subjects or courses, and then said, but it ultimately depends on the professor, because there are professors that do not care or, want one that's not usually for that course or subject.
You're right.
I mean, I did catch that, especially because, I think it was just like my last year where I bought I hadn't ever been asked to use the ASA formatting, which is the American Sociological Association's format. None of my teachers, and I'm a sociologist, that's my major, but none of my previous teachers had ever asked for it. One of my last classes did, so I had to go buy a book for it. But then when I already had an APA book and I had an MLA book, and it was like APA, I would say it all the time, but it never dawned on me, well, it's the American Psychological Association. So you want to explain those acronyms, because we get, during the course of my day, we get plenty of angry emails that tell people, can you please explain that acronym, because I don't know what you're talking about. And I'd like to get on the right page with everybody else. Nobody likes being made to be feel like an idiot, and unknowingly we do that because we know what it means. And even for me, maybe I thought I knew what it meant. I'm not sure, but literally, maybe just last year, I thought about oh, wow, okay. It didn't hit me until somebody asked me to do ASA. From an administrative perspective, and even though this is a presentation really good, you wanna make sure we fill out things so that we can read them, always. Okay, so you wanna make sure it's legible.
More detail?
Pardon?
More detail?
I don't know
Or
about
just
more detail, but legible, I couldn't read, David had to,
APA on the,
yeah, the APA at the bottom.
question.
I got the owl, but the APA, take your time, because the more, right here is practice. Again, it's practice. So if you're gonna practice it this way, when you fill it out maybe on the floor, it's gonna be the same thing. And depending on if the 2T can't read your writing, why should we be able to read the 2T's writing? If they can't read what we're writing, then how much does that form matter? Doesn't look like it matters much, because who's gonna be able to read it? Nobody, okay? So we do wanna always pay attention to our penmanship. And then that's it. I think that was it. Otherwise, I thought it was really good. I thought it was a great demonstration. Good way to use that. Yay, thank you guys. I like that. And the way the way you filled it out as you went, you went along. Thank you that you changed the color, because you guys should always, when you're doing writing, we should have a green pen. We wanna make sure we have a green pen. Personal contact.